What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Political Experience. We have another great edition for you guys, episode 254. And we got the man, the myth, the legend, the man creating the clothes that we all gotta wear.
That's right.
That's the goal. That's the plan.
Come on now.
Say that.
We got Mr. Keith Balfour with us tonight, Bonafide Fly. And we're talking about his journey. We're talking about his amazing clothes line. The clothes line with a mess on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a great time. You know.
Yeah.
We got Steve here with us tonight.
Woo-hoo.
We got the phenomenal Miss Brittany with us tonight.
Hey, y'all.
And y'all already know it's gonna be a good one. So Keith, man, you already know we like to start the podcast learning about your journey, but every journey has a beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So where does the journey begin? What hood you claiming, man?
Well, I'm a graduate of Shaw High School.
All right,
Come on now.
right there, man.
Shout out to Shaw.
Right there.
So I assume everyone who went to Shaw has had to do a stint in marching band. Did you do a stint in marching band?
No.
Okay. I assume everyone y'all have one big old marching band. Okay. So let me ask you this. That being said, where did the flair for fashion start? Did it start back then, or is it something you gravitated to later on?
No, like my flair for fashion started when I was a kid, but I didn't have like a fashion sense like other people. So you know, it was kind of like it's real mellow. It's real kind of like underline. And as I got older, you know, I began to want to be more expressive with the way I dress.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like you see people being flamboyant, but I just like my style is my style.
Come on now.
It ain't like
My style, my style.
like
Yeah, I like that.
you know, and like you know, I don't come from money and nothing like that, so it wasn't about like I could buy the freshest stuff. What I had to be fly in is what I had to be fly in. So that's where the whole kind of like bona fide fly come from. Really, in essence, is you know like what I have or whatever you have, you got to be flying that. And if it ain't fly that way, it ain't fly at all. So if it's fly, it's real fly. Like so, and the fact that I do it myself, and this is my imagination, my creativity, and my take on whatever the clothes look like, it is real fly. So bona fide being real and fly is just fly. So,
Okay. Now, did it take a while to come up with the name, or was it something that you just already had in mind before you even saw the vision of clothing?
No. So as far as like the name kind of came later.
Okay.
Because I'm a different kind of person. I'm into a lot of different things. And many years ago, I had tried to do like a social club, and it was like it was just a weird. It was a sign that made it cool looking. You know what I mean? And so, in trying to recreate that social club type of vibe, that's where Bonafide Fly the society came from. So it was I wanted to mimic that logo image that I had created long time ago because someone had given that to me, and it worked for what it worked for.
For sure.
And then you know, as all things have their lifespan, it was over, and I kept trying to get back to that space because I felt very creative in that space. And that's where the actual logo and all of that is a mutation of that original logo.
Okay. That's fair.
Oh, shout out to you. Let me ask you this, because we had the honor of seeing Damien John of FUBU talk about his story. And he talked about how with FUBU, he had other versions before FUBU came. Was the other version of Bonafide Fly before Bonafide, or like, you know?
No, there was no other version of it before Bonafide Fly. So it was
first and only.
Yeah, it was what it was going to be. It wasn't about, you know, it started out with the thought process of a hustle, and being who I am, that's not what I wanted Bonafide Fly to be. I wanted it to be a company. I wanted it to be comparable to the bigger brands that we all know and love.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look out, they don't service my community the way we can service our community. And so that's how I looked at it. I see what one of the bigger brands do with like a Boise State or whatever. If you watch college sports, you'll see they always fly out that way on that Northwest coast. You know what I mean? Like you can see they got new jerseys and they got all the latest of designs, but that's where those owners of that company are from.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they service their community?
Right.
We could do the same
thing.
So,
come on now. No, that's good. So let me ask you this: with that being said, with Bonafide Fly being the first and only, some of those first iterations as far as when you start making the clothes, because I know the first is unique in itself and whatnot.
Yes. Well, the very first piece was created by the very first piece was not created by me. The very first piece was created by my wife, who is a creative in her own right.
Come on now.
Juicy by Moncherie is her brand, but she originally created the first piece as a gift to me on my birthday years ago.
Oh wow! So, shout out to your wife.
Yes. Moncherie Davenport. So that's what the original piece was from.
So what was it? Was custom made? Was it jersey? What we
she
talking about?
Made a custom made hoodie that I really liked. She had created the piece because she had saw whatever she saw and was like, "Oh yeah, that's it," and had them do whatever they did, and it was what it was.
What it was.
You know what I mean?
I'm about to say, wife knowing you, she's like, I know he's gonna like this right here.
You know, so that's just how that played
good.
out.
That's good. So let me ask you this: with that being said, a lot of people don't understand what goes into making clothing. They understand you gotta test the material. You gotta test the not just the material, but like lettering, like the material.
It's a lot more than what people think. So like a lot of times, you know, well, years ago when this thing actually became to be a real thing, Bonafide Fly actually be a real brand or whatever. You know, a lot of people were coming out with clothing brands, and you know, some of them are still around, some of them are not. But they all mutated into what they were to become. Some of them are literally custom made T-shirt brands or services is more accurate. But there's nothing wrong with that. That's what some people want to do. You know, they want to. I don't mind doing custom, but a custom for me is not one of the customs that you get out here on. You know, you just hey, can somebody make me? That's not what we do. We are in manufacturing, which is we cut so everything has to be made.
Oh wow!
So I'm a businessman of it essentially, but like I said, I'm a kind of a jack of all trades. So I emulate what I see is the best. I don't want to emulate mediocrity.
So
in that thought process, whatever it takes to get you a better quality product or garment, that's what I'm willing to do. So if I have to spend more money, if I have to take more time to create it, then I'm willing to do that. But ultimately, we're in manufacturing. So, like I say, I can't say a custom for me is I'll do it, but it's typically going to start at about $200. You know what I mean? And go up from there. You know, but depending on what the garment is, I may make an exception. You feel what I'm saying? If I can have it made at a price that's affordable and I can still make some money for my company, then hey, I'm willing to do that. But I'm not just walking around like, oh, I can make you a shirt for $50. That's just not what we're doing. Like you can't call Ralph Lauren and say, hey, make me a custom whatever for $50. You know what I mean? He's not taking your call. He's not taking your email. You know, but for $200, you could talk to me, and we could figure something out. You know what I mean? So I mean, I feel like that's a good deal. You know?
Come on, now, I need that one time. And I think it goes back to the adage of everyone says you get what you pay for, right?
That's ultimately the adage, but I believe that people will pay for what they want. I mean, that's just the bottom line. They'll pay for what they want. And I believe that if I offer them a better quality of product, then ultimately they'll choose me. And if they choose me, that's the type of people I want to do business with. I don't just want everybody's money. It's not an arrogance thing, but it's
a real thing.
I understand what I need to survive. You know what I mean? If I'm doing business with you, I'm coming to do business with you because I want to buy what you have, not because of what you want to sell.
Excuse me, let me scrap this one more time. That's good right there.
Yeah.
So with that being said, because apologize because I'm not too versed on the materials. Because I don't know what this even is. This might be wool. No, not wool.
No, I mean it's probably a cotton material, but it's not about being versed on it, right? If you're willing to learn, then you'll adapt and you'll grab the knowledge, just like you've done with your podcast. I mean, we sitting here and we having a good time and we're talking about what I do, but it's not nearly as important as what you know about what you're doing. So just like you said, you can easily bring me in here because you've been doing this. This is episode 254.
Yes, sir.
So you have a knowledge about podcasting that I don't understand. And it's only obvious because I've been to one of your events that you all were a part of, if I'm not mistaken, with the local.
You were there.
I was there.
You guys
I was there. So you all have a different level of expertise, but you didn't always have that.
Absolutely.
You were willing to learn that. And so that's the difference between what I'm willing to offer someone and what the next person is willing to offer. Because they're only going to go and purchase whatever they can make a buck off of. I'm going to start by giving you what you want because that's how I'm going to make my bucks.
Okay. So Keith, how is it that you're able to market your brand? So have you been able to utilize like social media as a big platform?
So
for your
most
business?
of what I do is on social media as far as the little advertising that I do, and I call it what it is. It's not about talking down on the brand. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I put what I can into it so that I can, but I believe in grassroots. So a lot of times what I'm doing is I'm looking for.
I apologize to you. No, you don't know grassroots. You gotta explain what grassroots.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So that's coming in the process. I appreciate that. Yeah. So a lot of times I believe in the people that are closest to me that have an affection for what it is that I do and what I create to literally help carry the message forward to the others. And it has its successes and it has its, cons, just as all things do.
Yeah.
You can only buy or you can only wear so much of what I have. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you can't wear it every day. You don't have that much of it. I don't have enough for you to wear every day. You know what I mean? So I can't expect you to wear it every day. But sometimes in your pictures, I would like to see you posted in a bona fide fly. If you got the hat or you got the shirt or hoodie or whatever it is, garment that you have that's bona fide fly, I want you to, just like you taking your picture and your stuff, hey, this is what I'm on today. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of where I like to rely, but that's not the end all be all. You know what I mean? For me, I am trying to grow more into emulate what I see that the greats do. You know what I mean? I see certain people have commercials that the bigger brands, and then there are certain brands that don't have commercials. And I'm looking like, how do I be a part of that?
Yeah.
Because while the ones that do have all the commercials, they don't make the same money as the ones that don't have the commercials. And so that's what I wanna figure out.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No,
That's
good.
what I want to figure out.
Yeah.
I seen this post that said Lamborghini and Maserati places don't have commercials. The reason why, because the clientele they're trying to attract does not watch commercials.
Right. They're busy living life.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's the type of clientele that I would like to acquire. You know what I mean? But it's a process to get in there because of where I come from. Though a lot of those people don't necessarily see life the same way. But life hasn't allowed us to see it the same way. You know, so unless you can really open your mind up to really imagine, then you can possibly see these things. And some of the people that are in my corner, some of the people that are around me, they always inspire me to think bigger, think better. You know, so I'm trying to think bigger and think better.
Come on, man. That's good. So let me ask you this. I'm sorry.
Oh,
no, come on, man. No, after you. Ladies first.
I was gonna say, when it came to deciding to start your own brand and wanting to get it out here to the public, like, did you have any type of mentor or somebody that was helping kind of give you the business scope of everything, or did you just kind of figure it out through trial and error?
A lot of trial and error, but I gotta say that I do like FUBU.
Come on now.
I do like Damon John. I like Carl Kanai back.
Come on now.
Oh, yeah.
Now, listen, y'all.
I like Fat Farm. I like
Come
a lot
on
of
now.
the urban brands and the urban designers.
That's what's up. Come on now.
But I couldn't afford them when I was coming up. You know what I mean?
know.
So when I got to see them, I just thought it was fly to have. You know what I mean? But I felt like
I'm laughing because I remember Mr. Allen's 250. You
listen,
know that
man. Hey, listen, man. Mr. Allen's was the deal.
It really was.
And you know, until I don't know what happened to Mr. Allen's. I don't know where they were,
Man,
but
listen.
that was where you could go and you could get you a good deal on your street fashion.
I got some Jabot jeans at the house still to this day.
Oh,
I don't think I got no more of them.
Right, you held on to
I did have them.
their life.
Hey, Jabot, where is that though? But I feel it though, because I feel like those brands were part of the culture though. You know,
they were. You know what I mean? They were a part of the culture, and the reason they were a part of the culture, I would like to believe, had a lot to do with the music that was going on. You know what I mean? Like the entertainers, they really got into it. You know what I mean? Like think about the way, you know, LL helped, you know.
Yep, I was about to say.
Right.
I remember that commercial. And he was in the Gap commercial wearing FUBU.
Right. That was monumental.
It was monumental.
You know, but you couldn't nowadays. You couldn't get. It doesn't seem like, I take that back. It doesn't seem like you could get somebody to make a stand like that. You know, and that's the type of stand that has to be taken by us for us, which is the whole name. You know, we have to do these things for ourselves.
Absolutely.
We can't continue to look for the industry to come to us when we can literally go to the industry. It's 2024. So I mean, the same things that they're doing, we can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it ain't the same as when we were younger or when Damon and those guys did it. They had a lot more obstacles to overcome that we don't even have to overcome these days. So because of technology, thank goodness.
That's so good. I love how you said that because, like I said, I remember just how, like, Nietzsche. I'm just talking about, like, these are things that when we grew up on, but like I said, I feel like to be black, these were black brands, right?
Right.
And I remember when I found out, like, eventually these black brands end up selling these coming to white. starts selling companies to black. Black companies sold to white companies.
Right.
I remember when they brought Sean John, and
right.
Whose name we shall not say on the podcast, right? What I say I had to say is that they recognize the worth in our brands.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's with all of them. It seems like you know what I mean. It seems like that with all of them. You know what I mean. But that's when you have to listen to I don't like to get into the whole Jay-Z, Dame and Dash thing, but when you listen to what some of what Dame is saying, it's like, bro, we didn't have to sell to these guys, so to speak. We had everybody coming to deal with us, and we could have maintained that and do something even bigger. Now, that they didn't, though, you look at hindsight that they didn't. It's like, all right, you guys got paid, but you had. Where is the stuff now? Where is the stuff now? You know, and I'm a big fan of their work. You know what I mean? So it's like I see with them in particular, right? They took it to a different level.
Yeah.
Meaning that like not only were they making ROCAWEAR, but they went and made State Prop, which was a derivative or a spinoff or however you want to call it. They did that the same way they did with the music. You know what I mean? It was like, we getting paid to send y'all our stuff and y'all got to pay us too. You know what I mean? Like it's how it looked. You know what I mean? And I don't know the whole behind the scenes on their thing, but it's just like, you can see it was like you guys had a whole wave because the next thing that they would have been able to come with would have been the stuff for the Dipset. You know what I mean? Because they had such a movement.
I would have brought all of it.
You feel what I'm saying? Like I bought ROCAWEAR, I bought State Prop. I wasn't so much a Dipset fan, but I liked the music. You know what I mean? I wasn't the clothing. I would have probably passed on, but I love the music. You know what I mean? But not aside from that, the guys had style. So whether you like the clothes or not, the guys had style. So, and that's ultimately what you want, the style, not necessarily the clothes. You know what I mean? Because the clothes could change every season has its fashion. You know what I mean? Like what you wearing in the summertime and what you wearing in the wintertime.
No, that's real. And shout out to fashion and the culture because I feel like they go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand, yes.
So with that being said, that was back in the day. Where do you feel like fashion is going in the future though? Because I've seen shout out to Roscoe without the E. We had him on what was Roscoe like episode 5 or something like that? Roscoe's up there. But he said that 2-3 years ago now, right? It was a minute back. He said you see the future of fashion where we're wearing QR codes on our clothes.
He's right. I have QR codes on my latest products. All of them have QR codes on it.
Wow.
So if a person is looking for, everything that's 2024 has a QR code on it. So
you see the value in it.
Yes, because it allows a person who is literally, you see how these things work. You could be here and just open your camera and literally catch a QR code and go right to wherever and be shopping.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And my QR codes, they take you right to the website. So once you get there, you see a little bit about us, a little bit about what we're trying to do, what we stand for, our mission statement, things of that nature. And you can hit shop. You can join the society. We have a lot of things on there because we try to be as informative on the web because I don't get to see you. I don't get to. If I wasn't here, I wouldn't know you guys per se.
Yeah.
I may know of you. I don't think I would have met you, and I definitely wouldn't have met him. Yeah. So now with the QR code on my product, he doesn't have to know me. If I give you a product, he may just see, hey man, I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might let him check it out and,
That's future right there. Hey, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking like I'm old, but I remember Back to the Future, right? Remember Back to the Future?
Yeah.
My man, Martin McFly, he had the Nikes
Mm-hmm.
with the strap or whatnot, and
Right.
they were talking about the future or whatnot. And I say that all because I've seen the Met Gala,
Okay.
and I've seen some of the designs on there. And like I said, we see in QR codes. But what do you see as far as it for the culture and going for? Are you feel like street apparel is still it's still gonna be a lane for it, or do you feel like it's gonna go a different route?
The street is always gonna have its own voice, regardless of what
Title episode.
corporate America does. The streets is always gonna have its own voice with regards to fashion and culture, because that's where the kids are.
Oh, that's good.
That's where the youth is. That's where the energy is. That's where it's happening at.
Mm.
So they're always gonna have a voice, because every time they come up and say, "Hey, this is what we want to do," they just do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not till we become adults that we like,
Well, you
know what? Let me think about that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
good, Keith, man.
I mean, like, we do. I mean, I'm a dad, so like at this point, I think a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. You're more cautious.
I ain't gonna say I think all the time, but
Yeah.
I think a little bit more. You know what I mean? So it's just like we literally, we take these moments and we pause. Whereas the youth, the street, no rules.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No breaks.
No breaks. You know what I mean? So that's
good.
what it is.
That's
They
a
always
great
have
answer,
a
by the
voice.
way, Keith.
Oh, thank you.
No, absolutely, bro. I never thought about that. You're right. As long as the culture's around, the streets are gonna be around. They're gonna need something to wear.
Exactly. Exactly. And they're gonna figure out what they want to wear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can remember when straight legs and slim fits were the thing in the 80s. And then the 90s came and it was like,
big and baggy.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was one of those guys that I still wore straight legs because I'm a very slim person. So baggy jeans just kind of don't work for me. You know what I mean? Like if I were to catch a flight somewhere, then they'll work. But outside of that, hey, it's not a good look.
I'm ashamed to say I back down wearing like a size 30 or something like that, size 28 or whatnot. I had like a size 40 joint with the belt around this joint. Man, no, I don't want to even talk about. I'm ashamed, man.
That's how it was, But when we was young, we thought
that was
the thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then our kids.
Mm-hmm. My son, the tighter the better for him.
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the world, boy? What about your nuts? I'm sorry, I can't say on the podcast.
Because they want them tight. Wait a minute.
Listen, I mean, and thank goodness my kids don't wear them tight, but they definitely want them fitted. You know what I mean? So, I mean, but we all slim for the most part. So
no, it makes sense.
I wear skinny jeans, and it's not skinny jeans.
It's jeans. No, that's good. So let me ask you this thing, Keith, man. What advice would you give to a young man, a young woman who's watching this and like, I want to start my, cause so we had the honor of working with T Enterprise, and shout out to my shout out to my mentee or whatnot. He had his own clone. He had a T-shirt business. Okay. And I remember I checked him about maybe I want to say maybe 4 months back. He gave up on it. He said that he didn't see the value of keeping it going because people weren't buying his product. Right? Okay. What advice you give to a person who starts their own apparel line? What, like looking back now, having the foresight you have now, what advice you give to them?
First off, you have to be strong mentally. It wouldn't matter whether you was doing clothing or baking cakes. You have to be strong mentally. Yeah. Because you have to know that you're going to get way more no's than you are yeses.
Oh, that's good.
You're going to get way more no's than you are yeses. And knowing that, you have to be able to digest that. Before I started clothing, I was already an entrepreneur. I was already doing my own businesses. So I'm used to people telling me no. Yeah. You know what I mean? And does that mean stop? No. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. You have to know, you have to be mentally strong. You have to believe in you. You have to believe in you regardless of whatever anybody else is, whatever anybody else thinks, how they feel does not matter in your journey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that you're being selfish,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what you desire. Everyone has to set their own boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Your boundaries for you are not my boundaries for me.
That's true.
Your boundaries for you are not not her boundaries for her.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as we keep that in perspective, like you don't have to agree. Just know that this is where I am and I'm okay with being here. Now, if you want to help me move, I can tell you how you can help me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to be willing and open to explain that to people.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone isn't going to get it. Everyone isn't going to understand. And that's okay. They may not be for your journey.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
That's good.
You don't have to lose any love. You don't have to lose any sleep. Just know that, hey, listen, that's where that moment you hear people talk about, that moment of separation, and you have to be prepared for that. It's not loneliness, it's separation. Because in order to elevate, sometimes we have to go into a period of kind of solitude.
Yeah.
You got to be okay with yourself for a while. You got to be okay with knowing who you are and what you're trying to accomplish. And that, hey, everybody don't see this thing the way you see it.
Right.
And they could tell you all that they think that they could give you all great advice.
Mm-hmm.
But none of that advice may fit your scenario.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make it bad advice.
Yeah.
It just means it doesn't apply to your scenario. It doesn't mean that it won't apply in the future.
That's true.
But right now, in this moment, that advice doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't apply.
That's good.
And so you just have to be able to discern.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to discern what's for you and what isn't for you.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are going to think they know what's for you because I don't know how long you guys know each other. How
I don't bring it a little bit.
about what? 10 years?
No, it's been 10, but it's been about maybe
Okay.
4 or 5.
4 or
All
5.
right.
Yeah.
So 4 or 5 years, you guys have a good understanding of who each other is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that you know exactly what she wants from her podcast, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Even though you've been together, working together for that long.
Right.
So you have to be able to discern what's for you, and just like she has to be able to discern what's for her. And that's why you guys are able to mix and mingle.
Absolutely. Come
And
on, man.
here we are mixing and mingling.
Absolutely. Title podcast right there. You're welcome. Make some mingling. Okay, so let me ask you this, Keith. With that being said, we talk about the past, talk about the present. Let's talk about the future, man.
Okay.
What does future hold for Bonafide Fly, and then for you? Like, let me ask you this: are you building a brand so your kid can take over one day?
I would hope so.
Okay.
However, what they decide to do with their life is their desire. That's their choice. I do not want to.
You're not gonna swim one way or another.
No. That's not for me. I want them to get whatever they want out of life. So
that's good.
Regardless, when I was a younger father with my older kids, I used to desire that they took over whatever business that I started, and life has taught me that shouldn't be the way I think. So I don't desire that. If they desire, I mean, I would hope. I would hope.
Of course.
But if they don't want it, then no, I don't want that for them.
Yeah.
I would rather just let it fall over or whatever. But I believe that my son may
take up the mantle.
I believe he might.
Okay.
I believe he might. I'm not for sure because I know he's a character, so he's into acting and modeling and singing and all of these things. But he's a kid, so I want him to enjoy that. I got a bunch of daughters. I don't think desire to follow. So I don't know.
I got you, man. I got you. And this is the great thing about entrepreneurship. I was watching. I ain't watching. We had Brian. He's talking about how he took over another winery. Now his kids take over. He poured into this young man to take over for him before he died, and he was excited to do that thing. So maybe your kids might not, but I know it's a young man, young woman who will love.
Yeah, listen, hey, if there were someone that would desire such, I would love to leave Bonafide Fly in the hands of someone who desired to continue the legacy, or continue the mission, as they say. I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah.
It's not what I desire, but we don't always get what we want in life.
Yeah.
So,
but the mission it should be bigger than just a name. You know
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why, I mean, it would be for whomever,
that's good,
desire to chase that. I would definitely impart all the knowledge that I know about it and anything that I can help them to move forward. I mean, my goal would, my thought to them, or my ultimate lesson to them would be follow the people that are already doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't get any easier.
No, that's real.
If you figure out how they did it, then you can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be the same way.
So with that being said, mentorship, is that in the future for you?
Possibly.
Y'all heard it first. Full experience exclusive,
Listen, I'm willing to give my knowledge to anyone that wants it.
Okay.
I have plenty of knowledges to give, so I'm willing to share them. Some of them, a lot of them were shown and taught to me or whatever, so it's nothing to give it back. Like, I can't do nothing with it when I'm gone.
That's right. Come on now. Now listen, apologies for the time when you go DMs, they gonna be on your DMs. They gonna be like, hey, I heard on the podcast you looking for mentees.
Listen, I'm not opposed to that. Just know that I'm a very difficult person to work with.
You're ready to work.
Exactly. Because my demands are my demands. Like, I mean, your demands are your demands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Her demands are her demands. Everyone has their own. This is what has to happen if you desire to be involved with me in whatever, however that looks. And that's just what it is. Like, I can't dictate that for you, but I can dictate it for me. So that's what I'm going to do.
I got you. Remember times with Coach Boone? You remind me of Coach Boone. You know what I'm saying?
Who was Coach Boone?
Denzel in the movie. Remember time?
I didn't see the whole Remember the
Oh,
Titans.
okay.
I might have seen bits and pieces.
I got you.
There. I'm not a big movie.
I got you. Yeah, but so you gotta watch. Spoiler alert.
I gotta watch.
Yeah, watch it now. But Remember time is a good movie because he was a particular coach. In order for him to keep his job, this is 1954 during his segregation and whatnot. In order to keep his job as a head coach, they can't lose one game. So mind you, this black man is in a school where if he loses one game, he loses his job. So he taught the team this team of both black and white kids, and he had to teach them how to play together, and not only play together, but play together to win. So, but he's very particular about how he did it, though. And I say all that to say because, like you said, greatness comes from discipline, comes from learning how from a master do it and learning how he does it and do it his way. And that's what he told you. He said, you're going to do it my way, you're going to do it all. And I was like, that's real.
Right.
That's why I said that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that being said, that's what's up. So what else can we expect in the future from you and from Bonafide Fly, my friend?
Well, currently the biggest thing that I'm doing is I'm doing a fundraiser for the Shaw High Band. I'm trying to help them raise money to get to Hawaii and back safely. Again, I'm inspired by the bigger brands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They help who they want to help. I want to help
who you
where I come from. So what we have is we created a Pride of the Cardinals t-shirt. It's $35 on the website. $20 of every shirt goes to the band. And they are supposed to be going. They were invited to go to Pearl Harbor in December to perform. I have some friends whose kids play. So I mean, it's my alma mater. It doesn't seem like it's a bad thing.
Absolutely, no. Listen.
I can give back to my community without them having to start GoFundMe's if they don't desire. That was my thought process.
That's dope.
I don't like I like giving back and I like, you know, fundraising, but I hate to see when we do things like GoFundMe's because it's like we begging almost. But
right. We had the means to do something about it. Do something about it.
Exactly. So it's like my thought was I was actually inspired also. So a lot of my stuff is inspired by. You know what I mean? Because I if I see something that I think is beneficial, I'm like, oh, okay, well, one of the fundraisers I had seen, people, I don't know, people will text you a fundraiser for their kids, for popcorn or whatever. You know what I mean?
And by the time this year too, also.
So all year I had seen so many of them. I'm like, man, like they just sending you a link, and the link go take you to the website. You just go buy the whatever popcorn you want. And I was like, that's ingenious. I don't even see how people aren't. And by me being on a e-commerce business, it's like I could send them a link for, and I just was like, wow, okay, let me try this. You know what I mean? Because I can create a shirt. So I worked with some of my friends that are involved with the band and created a shirt and the ideas, and they sent me some of the stuff from the band, you know, imagery that they liked, and I put my own twist on it, and so that's how I created the shirt. So I'm thinking to myself like, well, that would be cool, but how would I do it? And then I was like, you just send out the link.
Yep, there we go.
You send out the link. So I passed it out to my friends. Hey, listen, and I put it on social media and let people know that this is the item. If you hit this link, you can go. It'll take you straight to the t-shirt. It's 4 options. You got 2 black options, a red option, and a white option.
We got a little variety too.
Oh yes. And again, I'm always trying to be a little bit different. So I made sure that I know a lot of y'all know when y'all go get y'all local brands, a lot of times they only use cotton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I made all of these out of well, we call it fly fit material. It has a moisture wicking. So that's what I used to make the shirts with instead of just the cotton. So it was like it's a cooler shirt, like so it's more stretchable. Because you know some people they want to
you know when they back the gate, they back it wide.
You know they want to be able to stretch it a little bit. You know, so that's what we did. We did it out of a fly fit, you know, which is comparable to the dry fit material. So as far as the t-shirts go, it has a shinier look because it's ultimately it's polyester, all of it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter the brand. But it was a more spandex version of a t-shirt. It has more give to it. You know, I mean, some ladies like their stuff to fit, some dudes like their stuff to fit. It doesn't matter. So that's what we were going for. And one of my cousins, he kept telling me, man, like when you get that fly fit material, then I'll buy something. You know, so I'm like, all right, I got you.
I got
you.
you.
You know what I mean? So that's where we went with that. So we wanted to we believe in elevating the game. Like it's okay for us all to have these brands, but what are we doing to step ourselves up? You know what I mean? So that now when the customer gets access to the product, what sets you apart?
Yeah.
Well, clearly I took a little extra attention to detail for you. when you get it, as you can see, like with this product, it's a lot of people aren't giving you chenille on your sweatshirt. They'll give you some vinyl. They might even give you a screen print, which is ultimately what most people use when you're talking about mass producing apparel. Is usually going to be a screen print. But the particular product, Cardinals t-shirt, is a completely sublimated garment. So it's not, it feels weightless. You put it on and you feel like you ain't got no shirt on, but you out there cooling,
Yeah.
And if you do tend to sweat, it'll be dry in a few moments. You know what I mean? So
I got a customized hoodie and one wash. I promise you, the letter came on like.
And so I had experienced that with another person's brand, and I said, hold on. I had to make sure that wouldn't happen to me, and I had to get with my people and say, listen, we not doing that. Like how I mean, not to be shallow or nothing, but how embarrassing would that be to be somewhere and things are peeling off?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you out kicking it, having a good time, and
you like,
you know what I mean? What if you on a date, or what if you just out with the kids? What if you out with your kids? I don't know about y'all, but I know my older two kids, they will roast me.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean? My kids
what? Like
without a doubt.
Listen, so you know what I mean? Like, and I wouldn't expect them not to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's a part of life. I don't want that part of life.
Quality control is a real thing.
It's a real thing. You know what I mean? So that's why we don't do a rush turnaround. It's never going to be it's going to be a couple of weeks if you want a garment from us. So, and that's just because we operate from old school mentality. When we was coming up, some shipping might be 4 to 6 weeks, and because of I'm literally doing what the bigger brands are doing with manufacturing, it might take a month for me to get the product in. You know what I mean? And I can't, if I have to make just one, it costs me way more than if I just wanted to make. I'll put it like this: the cost to make one might be the cost to make 20.
Wow.
So why would I make one
and
not make money? You know what I mean? Like, so it just, you got to think about it and compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges.
And be business savvy.
Right. You know what I mean? So it's not like I expect everybody to say, hey, look, I want a custom product. I don't even have them listed on my site at the moment because I know the value, but do you know the value? You know what I mean?
I tell you what, to Steve, 8, 9. Do you know the value?
I mean, that's important. You know what I mean? There's a reason why you want the latest Nikes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a reason why you want the granite countertops. There's a reason why you want the slate roof. There's a reason why. You know what I mean? And the same thing applies regardless of what it is that you want. There's a reason why you want that. And I want to be the reason why you want to get dressed. I want to be bona fide fly. I don't want to look like everybody else when I go outside. I don't, when you see me in a bona fide fly, I'm in a bona fide fly garment. Even if you don't know it's bona fide fly. You just know that there's something different about what I have on compared to what I ain't seen nobody in nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like it's something about it. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Until you put your finger on it. That's just how it goes. I'm just saying, like that's just what it is. Like, oh, now I know why that bona fide fly custom costs more than because I put my finger on it. I had to touch it. I had to feel it. You know what I mean? I had to experience it for myself to know, oh, that ain't just like the regular sweatshirt that, I went and got from, you know what I mean? That ain't that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a sweatshirt still, nonetheless, but a bona fide fly t-shirt don't feel like the t-shirts that you get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's heavier. It feels more like them t-shirts from the people that don't got no commercial. You know what I mean? It's a different feel. You know what I mean? That was one thing that I took away when Kanye said, "You don't know the answer, Sway." You know what I mean? You don't know the answer.
You can't start, Keith, because that's my favorite. That's one of my. I have our favorite interview, and that's one of my favorite interviews of all time.
Yeah, but it was a realism.
It was a real
in
right
the conversation.
Yeah,
like Sway was right though.
He said Sway was right. He later on said Sway was right. He said Sway was right.
Sway was right though, because you could have done just that.
He could have done just that,
but he chose not to. He chose to partner or sell out to the bigger brand. And they got the leverage.
And Kanye said he said Sway was right. Once again, top interview. I'm an interview junkie, and I promise you, right? And in fact, he came back and said it. He said like you said, he said, I learned now looking back, like I should have did my own thing and whatnot.
Because if he had done it himself, right, the people would have still bought. Mm-hmm. They were going to buy. They were buying, right? Yeah, they were going to buy anyway because that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. We have to want us to win.
I see not one Yeezy commercial.
Not one.
Not one. Not one.
Wow.
Not one. But you have not seen a Yeezy T-shirt commercial. And this man said it. This is a plain white T-shirt. But I'm laughing because it's real though.
This is the reality that we live in. And so you have to give credit where credit is due, regardless of whether you like it or not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with all of his antics, but he was right and Sway was right also. And that's what people have to take into consideration. They both were right.
Right.
And you have to look at it, but he went about it the way he thought that he needed to go about it. And when he did that, we saw first, before he even did that, what did he do with the Nikes? He had already started bubbling, and that was well after what he tried to do initially on his own. Yeah. And that's what made him say what he said to Sway. These are my thoughts and opinions, but this is what it made him say what he said to Sway, which is why he eventually did what he did with Adidas, and ultimately led to where he's at now.
Yep. And he went all the way around the world to get to that point. But that's something. I know I have a hard head too. Yep. I hit my head a lot of times.
That's real. I mean, I've hit my head a bunch of times. I've been taken in this business on both ends, from manufacturers as well as from consumers. But does that mean quit? No. You know what I mean? So it just helps you to learn how to be better at what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So I want to be better at life. I want to be better at business. I want to be better at selling my clothes. I want to be better at everything that I can possibly be better at. Whatever that looks like to me. It's not about what it looks like to you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know my journey. You'll never know. We could sit here for every day for the next 20 years. Guess what? I've been alive 46 years. We don't have enough time.
That's real. That's real. So let me ask you this, Keith, man. One great thing about our podcast is that we like to ask simple questions, right? Every episode is a snowflake because they're all unique. And you being 254, I know I'm ready for these guys. I'm going to be fantastic, bro. With that being said, Cleveland born and raised. What would you say we need to change as far as the collaborative efforts here in Cleveland? What can we do to change that, man?
What can we do to change it?
Or do you feel like we have changed it?
I feel like you're one of the people that is helping to lead the way with this podcast. There were others before you. There will be others after you.
Absolutely.
That's the reality.
Yep.
You're doing it with your podcast. I believe that we have to continue to create opportunities, but we have to value us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of times here in Cleveland, it seems like if you're not a part of a certain circle, then they don't want to mess with you. And that's not how it should be.
No. We're disruptors. We're disruptors here at the Pull-Up Experience.
Agreed. And it's about time that disruptors have come along.
Come on now.
There needs to be more disruptors, and there's room for more. I like the podcast space because I like to talk, as you can see.
No, you're doing a great job, by the way, my friend.
It's one. So I think that there needs to be more podcasts like this where we're talking to individuals, but then there's other podcasts that would also allow for similar things. I mean, I don't know what they are. I don't know about all the podcasts that are going on in the community in our city, but we as people have to be champions for our people. We have to do that.
That is good. I'm sorry. I'm putting some proceed to work. That is a great title right there. We have to be. I love that, Keith. I'm gonna pay later.
It's all good. It's all good. It's free. It's free.
Because that's good right there. We have to be champions for our own people.
Listen, if I don't tell people about the pull-up experience and my experience with the pull-up experience, because that's two different things. So that's two different conversations that can be had, right? Then how can I expect someone else to do it, right? So I don't know you, but I know you now, right? So now that I know you more intimately, now that I know you guys more intimately, now it's easier, I feel like it's easier for me to be able to go out and carry your message. Hey, listen, I know entrepreneurs. You guys interview entrepreneurs.
Yes, sir.
I know some people that can help tell people about your business. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So maybe your conversation with them may help your business go a little further. They're reaching people here in Cleveland. Where are your customers? Where are some of them here in Cleveland? Are the bulk of them here in Cleveland? I don't know. That's why I try to stay on the web, because it allows me to get outside of Cleveland.
Yeah.
But I want to be in Cleveland. I want people in Cleveland to see it and be like, yeah, this what we rock here. Just like you go out to the West Coast, they rocking whatever they rocking out there. You go down south, they rocking what they rocking there.
That's dope.
You know, everywhere.
Okay.
I want to be what they rocking here in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Not that I can't be what they rocking around the world, but I definitely want to be what they rocking here in Cleveland.
Start here.
Like, this is where I'm from.
Come on now.
So
that's dope.
I want that recognition here. You know what I'm saying? It's other brands that I see here that's from here that I like also, that I rock. You feel what I'm saying? Because if I'm not rocking my brand, then I would prefer to rock their brand. You feel what I'm saying? But lastly, I'll rock the big brands, because who doesn't have the big brand stuff? Like, at this ripe age, I got a lot of clothes. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got a lot of clothes. So it's like, I don't not like that stuff anymore. I just prefer to wear my stuff, or wear your stuff, or wear her stuff. That's what I prefer now. You feel what I'm saying? Because y'all got the money. Y'all done already paid for all the commercial time. Y'all the reason why it cost me so much to make a commercial.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's
Like
real.
y'all done paid them so much money that when I call them and say, look, I want to make a commercial to put on the air, they tell me, well, do you want to spend this kind of money? Or do you want to spend this kind of money? Well, both of those kind of money is too high for me at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let me give me a couple more sales under my belt, and yeah, maybe I can come back and revisit this conversation.
Yeah.
So, that's what it is. I would rather be a walking billboard for myself or the people that I know or that I have some sort of common bond with than to be a walking billboard for the people that ain't necessarily coming back to help us. They're not necessarily looking to see to it that we straight, whatever that looks like. You know what I mean? Like a lot of my stuff and community activism started a long time ago. I've been doing coat drives. I stopped doing coat drives because I felt like I was begging the community to give me coats to help put on these kids that didn't have coats. Like I didn't feel like doing that no more. So I started creating coats. And once I started creating coats, I done gave them coats away. And I try to continue to give coats. You know what I mean? So in the wintertime, I'll be doing, I don't know if I'll do it this year because I got some other things going, but I may come back and do it next year and do another coat drive. And again, a lot of the times the way I do it is, hey, if you're buying something of mine, then the coat drive, the coat drive work was like if you buy the coat, a coat of mine, then another coat will be given to a kid in East Cleveland. So that's how we did that, and that's what it was. Like I didn't sell enough coats, but I had already made the coats for the kids regardless because I just assumed people would give, but it didn't work out that way. So I still gave the coats. It just happened to be a cost to me. That's it. You know what I mean? Hey, but I don't regret doing it. I would do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But finances have to allow that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just a matter of continuing to do what I do the way that I do it. I don't feel like I can't give back.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Like they don't give back. I do give back. So,
that's good stuff right there, man. So, and by the way, if you ever do a coat drive going forward, let us know. We can, you're not alumni, by the way. You're now officially TPU alumni, by the way. So you gang.
Pull up experience alumni.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll talk after work. We've been saying for long we need to get in the merchandise game.
Hey, and you should.
And listen, Steve, you see Steve, like we listen.
Listen, you should. And I can help you with that.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing some things for the schools, a couple schools, and that's where I've shifted with Bonafide Fly. We've been reaching out to entities and doing more custom apparel that way because that helps us to serve in a different kind of way, but still be able to do legitimate business.
Yeah. We definitely
providing uniforms and things for business entities, organizations. That's what we're into as a different stream. No different than, say, for instance, Ralph and them, they decorated the U.S. team. So I think Bonafide Fly, we can figure out a way to get the Phillip experience, some kind of merch.
It's coming, y'all.
Thank you, Lord. Be able to sell and make money off of. And, we could do business together.
Yes, sir. Listen, God is good. There we go. With that being said, we'll talk about that word. Who would like to collaborate in the future, man? Want to see what corporation or just who could we see Bonafide Fly you might work with in the future?
Who am I about to, or who would I like to?
Who would you like to?
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I wanted to, I would like to work with a major sports organization. Like that's what I want to do. I want to do something with, preferably like, the home team, Browns.
Come on now.
Or the Guardians. You know what I mean? Listen, even if the Force or the Crunch, is they the Force or the Crunch?
Oh, you talking about
y'all don't even know.
the WNBA?
The Mahogany? No, soccer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, y'all
We
done.
lost
yeah.
before you passed baseball.
Before, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Steve wouldn't know.
See, listen, man. Hey, listen.
Steve
You
got
know
it.
what?
Steve got verse, man.
He got it.
He's a culture man.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
I would love to do I would love to do a major sports organization, preferably a home team town.
Okay.
But if whatever they would allow, because it doesn't come from the home team, it comes from the organization.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
That's how you would get it right.
I know somebody from the Force is watching. From the pull-up, I mean not pull-up tour, the Indians,
all
the Browns,
all of
y'all,
organizations.
all of y'all. Hit my man Keith up. I want his bona fide gear all in those stores and whatnot.
So I would love to try to do something like Mitchell and Ness or somebody do.
Absolutely,
like that.
Yeah,
that type of
that
type of venue.
Absolutely, bro.
That's good. So listen, Bonafide Fly, we're trying to get it out here to the people, trying to get it out to the masses, because when it comes to legacy for you, Keith, we want that legacy it's going to be great.
Absolutely.
Not even we want it to be. We know it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is, what would you like the legacy to be for you as an individual? What would you like the legacy to be for Bonafide Fly?
The legacy for me as an individual, probably more so just to be a good person. Like, I mean, I want to be known as a good person. I don't take no shit. I ain't for that, but like a good person ultimately, like if regardless to my flaws and my shortcomings, I want to be an overall good person. I don't want people to feel like whatever I did in my past or whatever I did that they feel like was negatively affected them. I don't want that to make them feel like overall Keith was a piece of shit. And that's I can tell you that. I would prefer. If they just felt like I was a piece of shit, though, I would just have to live with that. But I think that ultimately my legacy would be just a good person, a good dad. You know what I mean? And that's about it. Like,
that was a great legacy, by the way, Keith. Man,
I don't have too much. As far as Bonafide Fly, though, I would like it to be a brand that really stood for something, that really stood by the community, not necessarily if it ever became a Fortune 500 company or something like that, great. You know what I mean? But did it take care of the people in the community? You know what I mean? What did we do to help the people where we come from? You know what I mean? Like, I like making money just as much as everybody. You know what I mean? But ultimately, how did we help? If we didn't help, then we didn't do our job.
That's good. That's good.
That's good. Well, listen, you've given us a lot to digest with this, with this particular episode. I mean, you've given us gems from beginning to end. You've been lighting that thing up.
I really have.
I'm sure those that are watching and listening are inspired and motivated as well, Keith. So when it comes to taking what you've given us and condensing it on down to just three takeaways, what would that be?
Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid of hard work.
Come on now.
And success get lonely sometimes.
Okay. That's real. That's real.
That's three. You got it. You nailed it.
That is good. That's good, man. Let me ask you this: the multiple questions, the whole episode, by the way. Where can people learn more? Where can they get their Bonafide Fly gear? Where can they get their Shaw T-shirt to donate to the Shaw High School Mountain Band? Also,
okay. So everything you just asked is www.bonafidefly.com. That's BONAFIDEFLY.com. That's where all of the merchandise is. That's where the Pride of Cardinals t-shirt is. There's also a contact us tab there. So if it's something that you was interested in, hit the contact us tab, man. We'll get back to you.
Okay.
You know, that way we can get you together. Whether you looking for something custom for yourself, whether you looking for something for your organization, whether you looking for something to do a fundraiser with.
Yeah.
That's going to be the new thing that I'm going to start doing more of is operating, helping people raise funds with whatever they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't mind playing in that type of stuff because I feel like that's beneficial. And I feel like there's a need to have better quality fundraising merchandise and apparel. Like if you're gonna, just cause you don't gotta give me the cheapest t-shirt and you know what I mean? Like you don't gotta do that all the time. Like so it's we wanna do more of that.
That gave me a great idea. We gonna start out the way. Yes, sir. So yes, by the way, you guys watching who watch the episode, while you watch the episode, right below in the show notes is more information to get your t-shirt, gear. I want to see all of Cleveland rocking bona fide fly gear. Okay, stop playing with me. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Keith, man, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming on and telling us your great story, man.
No, thanks for having me, man. Like this has been a fun time. I definitely. It's not something that I expected. Y'all definitely, you know, brought the energy, you know what I mean, and helped. I like y'all questions.
Hey, listen. Eric, listen. Our secret is we don't have no questions for y'all already. We ask questions we want to know.
Okay.
Well,
listen, that's what's working. So
it's working.
That's right.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you, bro. With that being said, guys, we got to pay some bills. Listen. We have canceled the entrepreneur game for Sweetest Day, but guess what? Valentine's Day, we got you, okay? All my single entrepreneurs, don't worry, we didn't forget about you. So get one holiday, we're going to trade it for another, okay? So stay tuned for details on that. Over to Brittany.
We had a fun time with the Wine and Dine Fest. So if you missed it, you missed a good time.
Yeah, shout
out to Nakia with To You Wine. Shout out to Before Bistro. You know, what a great collaboration.
Yes.
Again, it got us outside. We were enjoying the summer fun. Great weather, great time, great music. B Titty, shout out to him. Hostess of the Mostest. He did his great thing as always. Great vendors. You guys will see those interviews coming to you in a little bit.
Absolutely.
But just a phenomenal time. Just a great time to get us all together. And again, just enjoying the festivities of outside. So we had a good time. And if you missed it, like I said, we will have it again next year. It's going to be bigger and better. So listen.
Let the wine pour.
Don't play yourself. And then while you guys are at it, make sure you tune into my podcast, Beauty Told. Again, me and my fabulous guests, we are taking whether it be relational, lifestyle, or financial topics. We're taking them, expounding on them. And again, the overall goal is for it to be a positive change for you. So learn from our mistakes and do better, be better, feel better. All right. I'll see y'all there.
Yes, guys. And you guys, while you're watching this podcast, I need you to go, after you're done, go and watch Brittany's podcast, okay?
Right.
She has phenomenal episodes. I was even a guest on that bad boy. So
yes. That's right. Episode 3.
Yeah, so do me a favor. Subscribe, like, and comment today, okay? Guys, speaking on podcasts, guys, the Club Experience here. 254 episodes now. We have done something good. And with that being said, guys, we are now teaching. We are now teaching, coaching, mentoring, and we can do it for you. So depending on what you need, we can help you with that, okay? Because just like we were saying before, business is evolving. Back in the day, it was websites, then social media, the eventual evolution now podcasting. How can you convey your narrative of your business? Podcasting. How can you create unlimited content for your business? Podcasting. How can you differ yourself in your business field or brand? Podcasting. It solves all your problems. And we can help you all those things, okay, guys? So stay tuned. We have a lot of great things coming your way about how we can help you today. Why am I drawing a blank, y'all? I apologize, y'all. My brain.
We got a shout out to our team. We have
Yes.
a fabulous team. It wouldn't be
Thank you
possible
so much,
to give that podcast expose without them. So make sure you guys
Yes.
check each and every person from Steve, you know, making sure that our visuals are right.
Yes.
Speaking of visuals, making sure that Bree is dropping those reels, making sure you guys can really feel like you're there. We have Sam, the host. She's the host of Moses.
Yes.
Fun-filled, you know, we just love her to death. We have Nakia, of course, with TU Wines. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Absolutely.
So you guys literally just make sure you tap in with all of us. And again, we'll get you together.
Get you together. One way or another.
That's
yes.
right.
Yes. Let me close out saying this, guys. We want to thank you. We want to thank Keith for coming on today, guys, because as of right now, 7.8 million views, guys. Yeah. Million. I ain't saying thousand. I said million.
Yeah.
Views and 16.7 thousand subscribers. And I say that with all humility. Thank you, Lord, and thank you for the person watching, because you guys are showing that you guys want to hear great stories like these every week of how people are overcoming, prevailing, and pursuing their dreams. So that's what we do here at this podcast. So we thank God for you liking, sharing, subscribing. And guys, we're going to continue this till the wheel fall off until we got no more stories, but they ain't happening anytime. So Cleveland is literally just a hub now. Yeah. Because everybody like, you saw interviews. Man, listen, I got to beat them off the stage. I'm like, hey, we'll get to you eventually, okay? But it just shows us that, once again, there's not enough stories or enough time to tell the great people in our city, okay? Yeah. So you guys stay tuned, all right? Roll to 300.
That's it.
Almost there.
Yeah, listen, yes. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.